YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here, back in Total War Rome 2. And I've got a great 3v3 for you here. You got AVA Conceivable, not Inconceivable, Granitor, and then TWR Bobby, whatever we call it. I don't really know. So we've got Massilia, Odrysian, Kingdom, and RDA versus Trolley over here with Pontus. Lord PG at Egypt, and then James is Chimera. So it is a Massilia, Odrysian, RDA versus Pontus, Egypt, Chimera battle. It should be a lot of fun. This is medium funds battle. I'm going to run through the armies while this boots in. So RDA has 4 Illyrian Noble Hoplites, 4 Illyrian Thurio Spears, 4 Illyrian Cav, 1 Levy. Odrysian Kingdom is 1 Thracian Noble, 3 Thracian Horsemen, 3 Thracian Slingers, 8 Thracian Warriors, 2 Mercenary Falksmen. And yes, that is your Odrysians. Now for Massilia, and Massilia is right here in the center, so I'll kind of just get you a little bit of a cinematic while we're calling out Massilia's army. So they have 1 Hippeus Lancer, 1 Massilian Cavalry, 2 Tarentine Cav, 4 Celtic Slingers, 7 Axe Warriors, 3 Levy Freemen. Then we have Pontus, and Pontus is where we start the other team, so let's come over here and take a bit of a cinematic from a Pontus standpoint. So here's Pontus. We've got 1 Scythe Chariot General, 3 Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers, 1 Cappadocian, 1 Noble Blood, 2 Eastern Slingers, 4 Mercenary Celtic Warriors, 4 Mercenary Naked Warriors. And now we can move to Chimera, who is holding up the opposite flank. So for Chimera over here, let's take a look in closer. You've got 4 Armored Horse Archers, which is crazy cool, a Chimerian Noble Infantry General, 4 Steppe Archers, 3 Militia Hoplites, 4 Scythian Hoplites. And for Egypt, who should be just right back here. Yep, here's the Egyptian army. We'll try and get you a cool view of them. So in the Egyptian army, we've got 1 Carian Axeman for the General, 2 Egyptian Cav, 4 Nubian Bows, 4 Egyptian Pikes, 2 Galatian Swordsmen, 1 Thorax, and 1 Galatian Royal Guard. So again, in a medium funds battle, in this case, there's a lot of squishy infantry and cheaper units backed up by some elite units for some factions, and other factions have just kind of gone for high numbers. High numbers can definitely work to your advantage in a medium funds battle, but then again, sometimes elite units in a medium funds battle, especially if they get a hold of a bunch of squishy units that aren't typically mainline infantry, they can wreck the crap out of them. One such example would be a Scythe Chariot. In medium funds, this thing can be extremely, overwhelmingly powerful if you don't have the right units to deal with it. So the Scythe Chariot will be something to look out for in this battle. The other units that could potentially make big impacts, this Cappadocian Cavalry is going to hit very heavy in this weight class. Noble Hoplites are going to hit very hard in a medium funds battle. Trying to think of some of the other ones that were going to be key players. These Thracian Warriors are going to hit really hard in a medium funds battle, as is this Thracian Noble. In fact, this Thracian Rush army over here is just going to be brutal for Chimera to try and deal with. Lots of missiles, though, for Chimera, so it is possible. Some Egyptian Cavalry. Lots of units kind of fainting at the Thracian Warriors, and understandable that they're not actually wanting to take that engagement. These Militia Hoplites are going to get caught and destroyed. Might not have been a bad idea, though, to just kind of leave these guys as a speed bump and then be trying to pour archer fire in here. The Scythe Chariots are working their way towards center, and Pontus just has a very squishy infantry corps of Celtic Warriors and Naked Swords, and Illyria's got all these Illyrian Thurios and other stuff to help protect against cavalry and chariots, and they've got the help of some Massilian cavalry over here, and Pontus is just going to get absolutely overwhelmed on that flank over there. And over here, Chimera is definitely getting hit hard, but again, the number of skirmishers here is pretty high. Again, though, the Thracian Warriors are good versus cavalry and infantry, really. And you can see some cavalry here being sacrificed just to get some other units away. And that's unfortunate because that Armored Horse Archer really doesn't have any kills on it. But yeah, at this point, the Chimerians also being overrun. The engagement in the center has started, and you can see a lot of these units kind of blobbing into the Egyptian Pikes. So the Egyptian Pikes will get to make some good use of themselves here. And you can see the Scythe Chariot kind of lining up and determining where it should attack. The Scythe Chariot could be very pivotal here, or it could just die quickly. But here it is, and I'm actually going to go into Chariot Cam here. let you all watch the chariots for a while. You're not going to miss anything huge over the rest of the course of the battle, but I figured you could watch Chariot Cam because it's going to be pretty awesome. So the chariots do end up doing a pretty considerable amount of damage here. They're hitting the units that are attacking the Egyptian flank. They're hitting a lot of Thracian warriors right now. This Hippeus Lancer came to chase them and just barely missed its charge there. But the chariots are going to get away relatively unscathed. And I think we can switch to another chariot. Yeah, you can see these guys just absolutely wrecking through these Thracian warriors. The Thracian warriors, if they could get the chariots to stand still for a second, could probably decimate them, but the Thracian warriors are going to take an absolute crapping on here by the chariots. As you can see, these guys just getting rolled over. And the chariots are going to end up doing about 400 and some odd kills worth of damage because there weren't really any good units around to stop them. And there was lots of nice attempts by the Pontus player who knew that his army was going to die on the other flank and just decided that, you know, whatever, we're going to go all in with the chariots and we're going to either get the job done or we're going to die trying. And at this point, they're killing a ton of the Odrysian army, which is going to be actually really critical because this flank was overwhelmed by Odrysians. And if they hadn't done something, it was going to be bad. Now, you can see just how badly the RDA player beat Pontus over here, and now Egypt is trying to hold it off, and Pontus just has a couple of units back here in reserve. I actually thought it was probably a good idea for Pontus just to do a bit of a holding action and then just try and get away. There's a noble blood cavalry here that they're trying to save, and they're going to eventually save it from this Massilian cavalry, which is now just running amok back here. Massilian cavalry is great, great medium cavalry. At least I think it's pretty good for medium cavalry. But yeah, Chimera ends up actually mopping up what's left of the Odrysians. You can see the chariot here, the last man standing. Well, I thought it was the last man standing. I didn't click on the chariot unit. No. Okay, it's not going to go to the chariot unit because they're routing. But in any case, yeah, the chariot got 450 kills. So, huge number of kills. This is going to give the Egypt Pontus Chimera team a chance. But right now, RDA, Massilia, and Odrysians are looking good. Well, the Odrysians are not looking so good. They got mopped up. But the other two are doing very well. And the Odrysian player honestly did a huge amount of damage to Chimera, basically getting rid of most of the Chimerian army. So it took the side chariots to stop their assault. So they were playing well. These Illyrian Thuriel Spears do have cavalry counter tactics. These are great units. These guys have lots of javelins, and they're pretty decent units in general. And they look cool. So yeah, you got Pontus sending what few troops they have over here trying to hold off the enemies. This it seemed like there was a thorax sword unit around here somewhere. No, okay, it's already or here it is. It kind of glitched out in shield wall and was struggling to fight properly, so it's kind of all over the place. You got to watch those shield wall formations. Sometimes they can kind of work against you. But I'm going to call the team that's all outlined in red, we're going to call them the away team. And the team that's outlined in blue and yellow, that's the home team. So right now the home team is in pretty good shape. There's a lot of skirmishers back here for the away team, or let's just call them red and blue. So red outline and blue, I guess yellow technically counts as the blue team. So yeah, the blue team over here has got a lot of infantry and yeah, basically just infantry left. But you've got a lot of other units here. Look at this Egyptian cavalry here. Very nice job here, coming in and mopping up a couple of skirmishers here in the late game. It's going to be very critical here for success. Nice job by the Egyptian cavalry. So it kind of rolled through there, causing some key damage because, again, you have a ton of skirmishers left over here for the red side. And if they can make these skirmishers effective, they can potentially turn around the battle. What's going to be their challenge? Well, all these RDA units are going to be the challenge. These guys have great shields and very solid armor and good health. No matter how many, well, I mean, there would have to be a lot of missiles left. And, you know, with some proper, you know, whittling down and, you know, some kiting and stuff like that, it's possible. But the RDA is going to be the problem at this point. Now, why didn't the Pontic player attack these guys with chariots at the beginning? There was just too many javelins in that vicinity. And I actually agree with his idea of moving the chariots towards the Odrysians, because I think the Odrysians were the most ill-equipped to deal with the chariots, whereas the RDA were pretty darn well-equipped to deal with the chariots. At least I felt they were, with all these Thuriel Spears with, you know, bonus versus large, javelins that have a bonus versus large, I mean, the Illyrians were extremely well equipped to deal with the chariots. Let's fast forward for a second, and we're just going to let this kind of get ready to wind into its final phase. You can see there's a little bit of skirmishing going on still by the red team there, who's just trying to pull out a victory here. Though at this point, it's looking pretty bleak for them. There's about 6 minutes left, but again, this huge line of Thurio Spears and then an almost untouched line of Noble Hoplites this late in the game, it doesn't bode well. Most of these skirmishers would need almost all their ammo, and then they would actually need to survive the onslaught of Thurio Spears. And these Thurio Spears are cooking, man. They are moving. I don't know why they're running so fast, but it's like they're catching these. It kind of looks like they're just straight up catching the archers. Fresh, active. I don't know what the heck's up with these guys. They are running really fast. They're getting shot over here by these step archers, so it's going to pick apart a few of them. Nice flank shots, but I mean, the red team really can't stand and fight in an infantry fight here. They're just not going to do well. The Egyptian pikemen are, too thin in formation. They're not going to be very effective here. The Galatian swordsmen are too few in numbers. Carian axemen are just not really a good melee unit here. They have really cool-looking shields and stuff, but yeah, just not a very good unit. And what cavalry is left here for Pontus is going to have to try and deal with Illyrian Noble Hoplites, which is difficult for cavalry, unless the Noble Hoplites get very fixed by good infantry. But as we fast forward, you're going to kind of just see the battle unfold a little here. Actually, I'll pull that back up just so you can see what's going on. But yeah, the skirmishing efforts are just not enough. Units start to run out of ammo, and the RDA's just huge number of well-armored men here are going to start to take their toll. And at this point, you can see the Noble Cavalry just really struggling to find an opportunity to hit home. And the home team, or the blue team, whatever you want to call them here with the RDA, they're going to take home the victory today. There's only 3 minutes left in the battle. I'm going to let it fast forward because this is just kind of a long back and forth here where you've got the Pontic player doing everything in his capability to win this. He actually ended up with quite a few troops alive here in the late game, considering how bad he got overwhelmed at the beginning. And really, the Pontic player, especially with those chariots, still managed to get a fair number of pretty important kills. And then have their skirmishers to the late game, so they're still going to get a decent number of kills. But like I said, you can see at this point there's just too many enemies left for the Pontic player to be able to skirmish them down. Or it looks like most of his horse archers are probably out of ammo. The steppe archers are out of ammo. It's just a bad situation. And as the Pontic units start to die, now they do almost kill the RDA general, but I'm guessing these Noble Hoplites would not break easily. So there it was a victory, a Pyrrhic victory for the RDA side there. And but look at that, those 1,781 kills for TWR Trolley. Very well done, very well done. So nice kills on his horse archers. Pretty decent kills on the Noble Blood and Cappadocians, not too bad. And if you look there, though, there's one of the Naked Swords with 182 kills, which is great. 459, obviously just fantastic on the chariots. And then over here, though, these Illyrian Hoplites, man, this general unit tanked up a lot of kills. Very nice kills here, too, on this Thurio Spears. So nice job by the RDA. Let's switch down to the second players here. So for Granitor and his Odrysian Kingdom, obviously having no problem cutting through the Chimerian player. Let's actually compare him to the Chimerian player. He got more kills than James. These horse archers, some of them died trying to protect his infantry and his foot archers. Maybe that was important. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see these armored horse archers survive till late game, where they can be pretty handy. But again, enough kills here from the Odrysians that they caused a great deal of pain to the other team. So they didn't go, even though the chariots came over to try and silence them, they still managed to get a lot of kills before that. We already looked at the RDA kills with Bobby, so we needed to go to Conceivable and PG here. So these two were the ones fighting in the center. Decent kills off a couple of the pikemen, and okay, kind of with the Galatian Royal Guard. You'd probably hope to see more from them in the medium funds battle. Between Massilia, though, and Egypt, Massilia got a little bit more kills, and they did kind of win that fight in the center. Nice kills on the Celtic Slingers there for such cheap units. One of the Tarentine and the Hippeus with decent number of kills. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this battle. I thought this one was really good. Definitely enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the Chariot Cam as well. Appreciate this being sent to me. I think TWR Bobby sent this to me, so appreciate him sending it. It was a great battle, and I appreciate all the players in it giving us some fine Rome 2 entertainment. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.